Perhaps the most breathtaking of all the discoveries that have been made by neuroscientists in recent years is that the electrical activity of brain cells actually changes the physical structure of the brain, and that the rhythmic firing of neurons is no longer assumed to be a byproduct of building the brain, but essential to the process, and it begins well before birth. This neural activity builds mental circuits into patterns, which, driven by a flood of sensory experiences, take the basic blueprint of the brain and progressively refine it. The same processes that wire the brain before birth also drive the explosion of learning that occurs immediately afterward, enabling the child, as well as millions of other extraordinary feats, to express his emotions. There are three interdependent fundamental areas in the development of optimum brain function: structural integrity, optimum physiology, and enhanced sensory motor function. But if the natural and orderly development of the brain is impaired by physical injury, nutritional deficiency, or environmental deprivation, a lack of function or an abnormal function will result. But fortunately, neurological development can also be accelerated. The brain, which functions as a harmonious, multifaceted whole, has an enormous reserve capacity. By taking the normal sensory stimulation that we all experience and increasing it in frequency, intensity, and duration by repeating simple and basic exercises and experience, and thereby appropriately reinforcing the sensory input, we can encourage the young brain to create new circuits which compensate for injured or dysfunctional areas. And this is something that families of every social and economic level can learn to accomplish. According to the World Health Organization, 1 out of every 10 children is born with some degree of neurological dysfunction. 1 out of every 10. And the majority of these children lack the means and opportunities for rehabilitation. These are youngsters born into impoverished rural and inner-city households, deprived of stimulating environment and proper nutrition. Those with severe problems are a heavy emotional and financial burden on their families. Those less severely affected easily slip into delinquency. The Leopoldo program is based on the premise that all functional ability is the result of the natural and orderly development of the brain. Its objective is to facilitate improvement of the functional abilities of children who will have difficulty succeeding in life due to neurological problems. The program has proven to be effective for children with motor as well as learning and behavioral difficulties. Another result for the family is increased understanding and the joy of actually being instrumental to the improvement. Charles Solis, director of the International Institute of Holistic Brain Development, located in Ashland, Oregon, developed for Venezuela a program which begins with a detailed medical examination, developmental history, and functional evaluation of the child, and designs a custom-made home program of stimulation and exercises for each individual child. The program capitalizes on the fact that the best therapists are those most interested in the child, the family itself, the child's parents, the sisters, brothers, or even close friends and neighbors. It is parents with the love, enthusiasm, and dedication necessary to carry out the comprehensive, individualized home program who have achieved absolutely remarkable results with their children.
Programa Leopoldo began as a small effort between myself and Senora Christine Vollmer to try and bring help to the many, many thousands of brain-injured children throughout the country of Venezuela who, because of poor economic conditions, are unable to get any rehabilitation. Basically, the objectives of the program are 3. First, the objective for the children is that through the development of their neurological abilities, we can create improved function. So for the children, the program means the difference between blindness and sight, means the difference between deafness and hearing, between paralysis and movement, between retardation and intelligence, sometimes the difference between life and death. There's a second objective, and that's the objective for the families. The idea is to include the families as the central people in the rehabilitation of their children, and by using the love of the family to give them the opportunity to participate in their child's development. Finally, the third objective of the program is to demonstrate to the world that children, that human beings, cannot be measured by their intelligence, by their physical ability, by their contributions, but instead are valuable simply by the fact that they are human beings. The purpose is to celebrate human dignity.
And this is so true. I can say, as the mother of a child who was born with profound brain damage and who was so lucky as to be able to do this program, that the program is not only wonderfully effective because our child improved enormously, unrecognizably, but it's wonderful for the family because the whole family and friends are able to contribute and participate in this wonderful rehabilitation of the child. It makes the load very light. It makes it very cost effective. And we were able to, we felt that we must offer this to the other children in Venezuela who needed it. Children less fortunate than ours. There are so many who need it. And so we launched this program, this Programa Leopoldo, with the really extraordinary collaboration of the public sector. They have seen how effective, how cost-effective, how wonderfully possible this program is to take to absolutely every part of Venezuela, rich, poor, city or country. And this extraordinary collaboration of public and private sector is filling many homes with happiness, with hope, with activity, and with love. And we're seeing a tremendous demand. And we're hoping that we will be able to raise enough funds to take this program to every child in Venezuela who needs it. And we want also to take it to other countries of Latin America and of the world. The Leopoldo program is reaching all parts of Venezuela. One of our mothers takes her child 3 hours by canoe for reevaluations. The program is based not only on the scientific facts of brain development, but also on the undeniable anthropological reality of the family bond. Our challenge is to satisfy the demand for the program, to give a positive and effective alternative to so many families who seek a solution to their urgent need. To meet this need, in Venezuela, we are offering courses for therapists consisting of 100 hours plus hands-on training to prepare them for this new approach. Consultation services for schools and clinics are also a vital part of our training programs. Simultaneously, we have an ongoing research program in maternity hospitals aimed at an early diagnosis of neurological dysfunction. This permits the program's application in the very first year, when it is the most effective. We are convinced that optimum brain function is necessary for the achievement of a child's potential, and that it is the family who is uniquely positioned to have the greatest effect on human development.
Bueno, mi experiencia con el programa Leopoldo, con el programa de desarrollo holístico del cerebro, ha sido increíble. Nosotros empezamos con niños con dificultades de aprendizaje, niños hiperactivos y niños con trastornos motores, inclusive con trastornos de equilibrio. Y hemos notado en el año que llevamos trabajando muchísimos cambios positivos, no solamente a nivel intelectual, con los ejercicios intelectuales que se hacen, a nivel táctil, niños que eran hipersensibles o hiposensibles, es decir, que podían sentir más dolor de lo normal o sentían menos dolor de lo normal. Y a través de los ejercicios de estimulación táctil hemos visto una mejoría increíble. A través del equilibrio con los ejercicios vestibulares hemos visto niños que tenían severos problemas de equilibrio, como ya pueden ir dominando su entorno y pueden ir desenvolviéndose mejor entre objetos, entre niños. Hemos visto cambios en los niños con problemas de hiperactividad que suelen estar un poco más tranquilos. Hemos visto muchos cambios a nivel de los niños con problemas realmente de aprendizaje. Y realmente en nuestra experiencia hemos visto que todos los niños que han estado en el programa Leopoldo han cambiado favorablemente.
5,000 children have benefited from Leopoldo program in these last 2 years. 100 therapists are now active throughout Venezuela. We have 11 functioning centers and an overwhelming group of volunteers who have enabled us to expand our reach. But if we believe that all human beings have an innate value and dignity, regardless of their level of function, and that all deserve the opportunity to achieve their highest potential, then there is still a lot that needs to be done.